What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mahul and we're going to do some pretty cool stuff to our Jeep today. And again, if you guys haven't seen the videos before, we have a 2023 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited Sport S, and it is bright highlighter yellow. As you guys can see, it is really bright. And I don't know, the camera does not do justice. But in today's video, what we're actually going to be doing is we're going to be swapping out the OEM bumper, putting our aftermarket bumper that was sent by Barricade. So big shout out to Barricade for helping us out with this video, and again with everything else that's done with the Jeep. We have the Barricade fenders, Barricade tubular side steps, Barricade rear tire carrier. So big shout out to them. So today we're gonna be putting on the front bumper, and tomorrow or some other day, we're gonna put on the rear bumper by Barricade. So again, thank you Barricade for helping us out with this video, and let's get started. As we have here is the OEM bumper. We have the OEM fog lights, which we're going to be swapping out with this new bumper. And we have our little helper buddy. This guy is a new addition to our family. His name is Ziggy, and he is our new golden doodle. And he's like 8 weeks old. He's still learning around the house, but he's getting there. Luckily, he's been pooping outside and peeing outside. Few accidents, but you know, it happens, trying to get adjusted. But he's gonna be keeping us company throughout this install. Oh yeah, he likes this place. But again, as you guys remember, here's the Jeep. We're gonna be swapping out this front bumper. We're gonna start off by taking off all this plastic pieces and then taking off the front bumper. If anybody wants the front bumper, you guys can have them. And then in this video, we're gonna be putting up the new fog lights along with the light bar up in the front, and I'm gonna show you guys on how to wire it to the switch. Behind this piece right here is going to be a 7mm bolt. It's kind of like, I don't know, you guys can't even see it. It's like kind of holding on over here. I see about 4 over here, and going to do the other sides and probably some on the bottom. And then these are a few clips that we just got to pop open here and here, and then all the way across. So we're going to get to those and check out the front bumper. Front bumper is pretty self-work, pretty easy. Same thing. The only main thing is showing us how to wire the fog light bar. Look at him. He's so cute. Okay, so we remove this piece, and remember there's the screw on this end and that end trying to hold it together. There's about 5-ish screws on both of them. So yeah, so now I just gotta remove the skid plate on the bottom so I can remove these pieces. And then, as you guys can probably see, there's going to be a couple big bolts to remove the front bumper off the chassis. It just slides that right off. So the one thing you want to make sure on that side, as you're removing the piece, there is a piece of the wiring harness, which is that one right here, that is secured onto this panel. So make sure you get your pry bar tool, plastic trim removal tool, and get those out. Alright, so now we removed the front bumper officially off the car. We removed those total 8 of these 18mm bolts and loosen up the 16mm that was right here and came right off. So now basically we're gonna go show you the new bumper and swap over that wiring harness, and yeah, pretty self-forward. Here we have our OEM bumper. Here is our cool aftermarket front bumper from Barricade. We got the one for the fog lights and 20-inch light bar right over there. This is gonna look a lot better than our dinky little plastic OEM one. So we're gonna go ahead, and what we're gonna do first is actually swap out the wiring harness and the bracket, remove all this and plug in our fog lights and get that stuff situated. We even got the matching, if I can open this, axial fog lights, so that way it goes with our black headlights that we have. So these are our headlights that we put in, so this way we have a matching set. So there's a bunch of hardware for this when we're mounting up the fog light bracket to the actual bumper. We're gonna be, so there's already a welded nut on the bracket right over here. So we're gonna be using these 6 nuts that already have the washer flange onto it. And then we're gonna be using the small ones of the hex of the 8s. So that way we can go ahead and get that situated. So went ahead and mounted the fog lights and then mounted the hardware. Essentially, just putting this 2 bolts and the plastic load retainer. And then we got our nuts washer and lock washer. So with the help of my fiance, we're gonna be able to hold that up and mount that. And then we're gonna attach the wiring harness so we can neatly wire it. Alright, so now since we got the front bumper all mounted up, we got the wiring harness for the fog lights all connected, and they do work. And look at that, with those headlights, they look really good. So we're gonna be putting on the winch later because we're still waiting for that to come in. We're going to put in this light bar, and I'm gonna show you how to wire that in. It's a 20-inch light bar, very self-easy. I'm just gonna show you how to wire it as well. Alright, so we have our 20-inch light bar that came with this barricade bumper, and it did come with the cable. And again, so this, you can do this several ways. So we have factory auxiliary switches from Jeep on this model. That's usually if you get it with the tow package. So we're going to be wiring this light bar to one of the switches. There's 4 switches inside. A couple of them that are 40 amps that you can use for the winch, which we're going to be doing later. But this one we're going to do with the 15 amp switch, which is, I'll show you when we get to it. But, so you can use different harnesses. Usually there's like a harness that comes with a relay where you just wire it to a power and ground to a battery and then to a switch. Or usually they come with the switch. But since we're wiring it to a factory switch, all we got to do is we chopped off that connector. We have our positive and ground, and I have some 10 feet of wire for this. So what we're gonna do, so like a couple, like a quick disconnect for this. That way, and for this, I'm gonna show you guys that. That way we can, if in emergencies, if we have to disconnect it or anything like that, we can quickly disconnect and swap it out with the brand new one if we need to ever do that. And then on the other end, we're gonna create the pigtails, so it goes to that. So these are a few of the stuff that I have. So these are a couple of the quick disconnects. It's like basically like a wire, like a male and female plug. Male and female plug. We're gonna be soldering these to that. That way it's a quick disconnect and it'll be easily accessible, and then we'll just wrap all that stuff. So yeah, let's get to it. I'm gonna take it to my office and solder this up, and yeah, look much better. When we get towards the battery, we're gonna be connecting, so with the switch, we're gonna be using these types, like a male and female prongs. So that way we can do like a quick disconnect there. And then for the ground, we're just gonna use a terminal end like a C and strap it somewhere onto the chassis. So I'll show you that when we get to it. Alright, so went ahead and put the pigtail onto this light bar over here. Again, we wrapped it in tested tape after we heat shrinked it, and now we're just gonna put the female end onto the power and ground wires over there. That way we can connect this, and then we'll mount it to the Jeep, and then see how long we need to cut it, and then we'll attach our ends and attach it to the battery. Alright, so this is a whole nother day. I got caught up with a few other things. Apparently with this Jeep, the 2023, whenever you have it spec'd out through factory, they do not have the auxiliary wires in the hood. They just have it in the passenger seat underneath the firewall. So they're right over here. So I am going to poke the power wire and get a power to there. And as you guys can see, I've already figured out where it is. So let me show you guys. There is above the wire. I had to take off the fender liner, which sucked, but I mean, it's only 4 screws. But to show you guys, above that wiring harness, there's like a little nipple And I don't know if you guys can see this, but there's like a little nipple up at the top. I'll circle in the photo, and you're just gonna poke a hole. And I just used a thicker wire gauge, and like a stronger one versus a flexible one. Poked that through, and was able to attach this. I'm gonna pull it through, and so I can get inside the engine, inside the passenger side. All right. So after some persuasion, we pull the wire through, and then we'll just strip this. We'll connect this, and then that way we can make that connection to the auxiliary switch. And then the ground will go to a ground on the chassis. We'll route this connection through. So I pull the ground from the fender liner, pull it up. I'm gonna attach it to all those grounds over here. So I got the whatever this is called, I forget, the terminal ends, and I just gotta crimp it. Same thing on the other end. Other one, I'm gonna just use a male and female, like a quick disconnect. I'm gonna strip it, figure out which one is which, which I'll show you guys, and we'll get the switch working. As right now, I just disconnected up the light bar, put the fender liners back on, and let's get it done. Got our ground secured over here. Then now we can close this out. Engine bay is done. Just want to give you guys a quick sneak peek how the bumper looks. Looks pretty immaculate. It is freezing outside as I'm wearing shorts and a hoodie, but it's like 30 degrees out today, and it's supposed to be freezing these next couple days, so that's gonna be very fun. All right, so according to the manual onto this book, this is 2023, we got 4 auxiliary switches. That's if you have them. They're gonna be right over here. Since we're just doing a light bar, we're just gonna put it to a 15 amp switch instead of the battery ignition. So that's gonna be either switch 3 or switch 4. So I'll probably just use auxiliary switch 3, which is orange and pink. All right, so went ahead and created the connectors. So these are just a male and female quick disconnects. You can pick them up from Amazon or Harbor Freight, wherever. These are the other ones. We actually just wired it to auxiliary switch 4, make it a little bit easier. So it's a purple and blue one, and heat shrink this, and then now I'm just gonna put some tested tape over it, and we'll just tuck the wire back in and test the tape over the rest of it, which will be good. Right, so we got all the wires connected. We have the light bar connected up at the top, and let's go ahead and turn the baby on and see how it looks. All right, so let's get in. All right, it's so cold outside. All right, no check engine light, so we're good. All right, we're great. We're gonna go ahead and power the switch 4 on, and let's take a look at it and see. As you guys can see, it is on and looks good. And also within the settings, you can also change the auxiliary switches, what you guys want to do with it, if you want to keep latching or momentary. So we're gonna go up here to auxiliary and switches, and then we're gonna do aux switch 4. We're not gonna do recall last save. That's basically meaning whenever if I turn the car off and I'm back on, the light switch would still be on if the light bar was on, if that makes sense. So pretty much, like for example, if this switch was on, if I had the light bar running right now and I turn the car off and then back on, the light bar will still be on. So, which I don't want, because then I want the light bar to turn off if I want the switch to turn off if I turn off the car. So you can basically play with that, stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And we're gonna exit all the way out, and yeah. We also have, for this front bumper, these D-rings. So if you guys find some better ones, I don't know if I like that or if I should powder coat it or what, but if you guys find some better ones, let me know. Alright, so that's basically it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Smash the subscribe button, like the video, so I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. And again, we're almost at 10,000 subscribers. We're more than halfway there. Let's go ahead and let's try to see where we can get by the end of the year. And again, like, we're gonna do some pretty epic stuff with this Jeep. We got the front bumper done in today's video. I'm gonna give a big shout out to Barricade for helping us out with a bunch of all the upgrades with this Jeep, along with our other supporters as well. The next video we're probably gonna do is rear bumper, or I don't know if I'm probably gonna make a video for that. It's pretty self-forward, but we'll go ahead and do it. But or we may just do the lift kit and put the wheels and tires on before this year ends. And then after that becomes all the fun and performance stuff that we have set for this Jeep. So there's a few things I want to do, like taking on this couple of trails before end of the year or during our Christmas break, because we both get 2 weeks off. So that's what we wanted to do with this Jeep. Along with that is we wanted to see what y'all's opinion is. We either wanted to do a supercharger turbo kit for this Jeep, or do the Hemi swap onto this, or something crazy. Definitely, we're not gonna do a LS swap onto this, but either a Hemi swap because it's a plug-and-play system for this Jeep, or do a turbo or supercharger kit for this epic Jeep and put some serious power to this. It's pretty epic. I love the way it looks, love the front bumper, love the color. Actually, the color's really grown on me. Everywhere I go, everyone always like, oh my god, I love your color, I love the Jeep. I was like, oh, I appreciate it. Fiance picked it out. But that's basically it for today's video. I've been talking a lot. Catch you guys in the next video. See you guys.